It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Welcome to the morning show on XL7-TV. I'm David Stroud here with Scooter Scott Kellys.
Whoop, whoop.
How are you, sir?
I'm wonderful. How are you today?
Doing real good. Had a good weekend. Went floating on Sunday.
Did you?
For Mother's Day, yes.
I was going to ask what you did. You always do something cool over the weekend.
Yeah,
so
floating on the Buffalo.
How was it?
It was high.
You wonder why.
With a little bit
Well,
of rain.
at least you had some current. I mean, you had some current. It was high, and
We barely had to paddle.
didn't drag anywhere. That was always a good
No.
sign.
Every time we thought, well, a rapid was coming because you could hear the noise. It was up so high, you were like, wait, where's it at? Is that where was the noise coming from? And you just flowed straight through it. Towards the end, we got to a pool right before rush, and Carla's like, oh, we're finally going to have to paddle for like 30 seconds.
And then back.
And then it was right back to a current.
I haven't been floating in a little while. I need to do that.
Gotta go.
We've got these big whitewater rafts that we use, which are really cool. You can fit a number of people on it in your coolers and all that.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
That is fun.
You ever been down the Spring River?
Is that in Missouri?
Like going through Hardy and stuff like that?
Oh, no, that way, no.
No, that can be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you catch it where the water's up, it can be pretty dangerous. I mean, it's got some drops and some stuff you got to go through and channels and you got to hit it in a certain way. And then they've got this one area that's swirls. So there's usually people out there along the banks, and they'll have a rope there. So if you get caught in it, they'll throw you a rope and pull you out of the swirl so you can.
There's one up in Norfolk, up in Missouri, Dora. Go up to Dora, Dot Mill and all that.
Yeah.
Well, north, a lot of people float to Dot Mill, but we go farther than that. We go up to, and I can't think of the name now, CC Access, and float down. And there's an area that kind of like what you're talking about. It's a little waterfall. I mean, and so
it builds a little swirl in there, and the current will pull you into that swirl.
Pulls into the middle.
Yeah, it's hard to get out of.
Well, this one here, people, I think newbies, they're not expecting it. So when they come up to it, and if they're not really sure on their balance, they end up flipping. And one time we went through there, and it was packed. There was a lot of people. It was a beautiful day for it. And we watched 5 people flip there.
Oh.
Yeah, because they went off kilter, and then when that water pulled together, it rushed to the side of one side, depending on which way they went, and pushed them over. I saved one of them.
I know we went, my first time ever to the Spring River, we had a bunch of canoes, and there was a guy we were supposed to put in, and then one of the services going to come up and pick the truck up and bring it down to the other end. And apparently we put at the wrong location.
Oops.
And we have to wait for the guy to show up before we put in. We waited forever, and he shows up. Man, I thought you were at the other location, blah, blah, blah. Didn't say anything. I don't know anything about the Spring River. I put the canoes in, and there's a few of us, and the water's not moving. It's like stagnant. And I'm like, all right, so we're going down, and finally we see some buoys, and I'm thinking, all right, you can hear some water. This is where it's going to start.
Here we go.
We got one canoe just got past the buoys, and we found out that was the waterfall. It was a full
drop
with spikes in it to grab for materials and logs. I mean, you wouldn't have made it.
And he said nothing.
Nothing. And so, thank God we were close enough to the rope that we grabbed the rope, and the rope tied the buoys together. And so we made it to the shore, and you can see a trail where people have walked all the way down to the bottom. So I'm not the only idiot. We get down to the bottom, we pull our canoes, and we're looking, it's like got leeches and everything on it. So now we're checking each other.
Dang.
And then, but from there on, it was just
amazing.
Yeah.
But
we
he should have said something.
We flipped like 8 times. I mean, you're going off these what I call little waterfalls. They're 5 foot, you know.
Yeah.
And if you don't land right, you flip, and it's just for fun.
It.
But we went up so far that it was supposed to have been a 4-hour trip. Well, we went to the wrong entrance, so now it's extended on. And at one point, it was starting to get dark.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we can't do this at night.
No.
You know, and so we finally seen a little dock in a house with lights on. So we stopped at the dock and I went up and talked to them. And they said, well, you're about 30 minutes left of it before you get to your pullout. But he said, you're never going to make it in the dark. There's 3 drops and you got to hit the right channels. And so he drove me over to get my truck and we pulled out there. So
thank goodness.
It was a good trip.
A great trip. Could you imagine rolling up to spikes?
Oh, dude, there would have been no way that we would have made it.
No.
I mean, it was such a big waterfall, and with all these spikes sticking up, I mean, you would have been done.
Yeah. I can't believe he didn't say anything.
No, and he picked up my vehicle, took it back. He must have assumed we knew,
Yeah.
but I didn't know anything. And I assumed the buoys were just telling us, hey, this is where the rapids start. Little
They
did
were
I know.
do not pass buoys.
There were no signs on them.
Yeah.
And you can't see. I mean, the water is there. You're in a canoe down at the water, and all you see is the water going. You know, I'm like, okay, we'll be fine. And as you get closer, it got louder and louder. And,
Of course.
and finally, the person in the front says, "Oh, grab that rope. We're not going over this sucker."
Right? Oh, my goodness.
I'm telling you, one more foot, and we wouldn't have been able to grab the rope because the current was already starting to pull you
Yeah,
over.
and it would have got you.
Yeah, that would have been it. Yeah, it was a fun trip.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it didn't go over the waterfall.
Okay, we got a
Smack
show
the
to do.
spikes. Okay, yeah.
All right, story time over.
Roller Funeral Home. With all our respect, they have 29 in the state, one in Memphis, Tennessee. We sure do appreciate them in our time of need when we lose a loved one. They sponsor the morning prayer, so let's pause now for the morning prayer. Dear Lord, I want to thank you for this beautiful Ozark country that you have given us to live in. I know we don't always take care of it as well as we should, but we are getting better at that. I appreciate the health that all of us have, and I ask that you watch over those that are sick and watch over those that are hungry, homeless, and of course always watch over our children, our first responders, and our military, those that put themselves in harm's way for our freedoms. This I pray, amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. You can give them a call, 870-425-2161. Ask them about pre-need service. Always good to have a plan in place for when it's your time. It will help your family tremendously during the grieving process to already have everything set up and ready to go.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Wish we'd have had that set up. Anyway, for my mom. There wasn't anything
I
set
get
up.
it. It's just hard to do when you're going through the grieving and then trying to line everything up. And trust me, Roller Home's going to take care of everything, but they need to know what that person wanted and what their wishes were, and it's just better to have that stuff ready. I mean, it's going to happen to everybody, so
Yep. Sure is.
someday.
Someday. Not today.
Not today.
I hope.
I hope.
Let's take a little break for Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey,
Hey,
what
wait.
are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey,
At the closing.
we should call the Z team.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team. They're not going to leave you hanging.
No. Oh, my mic's off.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
see?
hasn't been off the whole time, has it?
No. I can tell.
Oh, my
I can tell
gosh.
in my ears. I turn it off when I
Okay.
go into break, and that way I can count down without it picking it up. But
Well, I didn't know if you were just so in tune to the combo
yeah, I
earlier.
didn't
and
even
just
pay
like,
attention. I can't hear myself. That's why I wear these funky little headphones,
True.
so I can hear everything.
Let's take a look at the White River. Brought to you by the Z Team. Bob and Linda Zadora. They are.
Well, the water's a little brown though.
Wait,
Been a lot of rain.
it
and
looks a
stuff.
little clear, a little brown. Look, well,
Yeah,
you can
along
tell
the edges.
Yeah, you can tell where the stream is. Where the flow, the heavier part.
I
of
got
the
here
flow
this
is.
morning, and it was a beautiful picture, so I did a screenshot of it, and
There you
that
go.
was it this morning when I got here. It was a little before 6.
That is beautiful. Brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora on their website, retiredarkansas.net, where you can find this beautiful view and the rotating camera that moves around, zooms in and out. And if you like what you see, you know, it could make a great screensaver or
Yeah.
background on your,
Or even a postcard.
or even, yeah, that one you just put up. That'd be a beautiful
See?
postcard. It's called our Arkansas, the Horseshoe Bend of the White River. If you've never been down there, you should take a little trip, especially now that it's getting to be summertime. They've got this icy cold spring that'll really
Icy
rejuvenate.
cold.
Icy cold, isn't it?
Yeah, you
Thing
got
is
a
freezing.
big rope swing and everything for you.
It'll help rejuvenate the soul.
It'll wake you up.
They say the shock value of jumping in cold water, or like if you're in the shower under warm water and then switch it over to cold real fast and let it hit you, and you get that burst,
See,
that
I
shock.
do that sometimes in the shower. I'll cool it down.
There you go. Well,
I just like the feel of it.
that shock, well, you need to go fast for the
okay.
shock value because it creates more brain cells.
That's
what I read.
I probably need that.
I do need that. There's a municipal building
Because the
there in
smart
Carter.
water's not working.
The smart water doesn't work. That's not how that works. Whoa, what's there at the bottom?
What's that?
More ways to watch? See on the screen?
Oh, that's just a YouTube thing.
Oh, okay. That's a first for me.
We pull it through YouTube. When I had my thing went over it, it showed up.
Right. Okay. Look at that. It's
Beautiful
amazing.
pictures.
God's Country, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, they are senior real estate specialists. Maybe you're looking to downsize or move back with family. They can help you sell that big home, maybe find you something a little bit smaller, a little bit easier to keep clean. I know that Scooter, he's got one leaving the nest, going over to
My last one.
Fayetteville. Yeah.
Yep.
And he's got this big old hanging house that,
Yeah, I think we're going to downsize. We're
Yeah.
talking about it.
yeah, been talking about downsizing. So give them a call, 870-405-0793. They are licensed in Arkansas and Missouri, so maybe find something up in Gainesville or Bakersfield. You can give them a call and they can help you out up there. They have the MLS listings and all of their listings, and they could use some listings because they sell them so fast.
They
So-
do. And there's just not a whole lot out there. I mean, there's some, but there's not a whole lot.
Nope. All right, let's take a look at the weather, brought to you by the Z Team. In Mountain Home at 68, Harrison at 66, Batesville at 68, Yellville at 70, Marshall at 68, Salem at 67, Mountain View at 68, Calico Rock at 68, West Plains at 67, Springfield at 62, Poplar Bluff at 68, and St. Louis at 64. Springfield wins the low today at 62. National Weather Radar. It doesn't really look too bad. You can see it's already scrolling past the noon hour. That's rolling across Indiana, Ohio, and northern Kentucky. Starts off in Missouri, across it looks like St. Louis into Illinois. Nothing really down here that I can see. I mean, a little something over Springfield maybe. We'll scroll in there in a second. Washington has a little activity up in Canada. Down, it looks like on the Gulf, they've got some activity. What is that, near Corpus Christi? Look at that developing towards the end of the day. We'll go ahead and zoom into Arkansas and Missouri. Our neck of the woods looks pretty clear. Maybe a little spot or two up here in the southern part of Missouri, but otherwise I like what I see. But I could be wrong.
You never know. You're known to be.
Yeah. You can see
Don't rely on him for your weather forecast, ladies and
little-
gentlemen. Don't do it.
the little spotty activity has a little flood advisory there, and not quite to the line of Missouri, but in the southern part of Missouri there, rolling almost all the way to Joplin. It looks like it is in Joplin. So northern part of Arkansas is okay, maybe a little bit down in southern Arkansas, flood advisories. 7-day forecast today. Got a slight chance of thunderstorms at 20%, high at 77. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 59. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high of 78. Wednesday night, mostly clear, low of 57. Thursday, sunny, high of 82. Thursday night, partly cloudy, low of 59. Friday, looks like we have a slight chance of showers at 20%, increasing to 40% chance, high of 80. Friday night, 50% chance of showers, low of 58.
That
Saturday,
needs to hold off and let graduation get through.
that's this Friday, isn't it?
Yes.
Saturday, 30% chance of showers, high of 74. Man, what are they going to do? Raincoats? Sunday, sunny, high of near 78. Sunday night, mostly clear, the low around 53. I didn't even realize it was this Friday. Tree pollen today is high, tomorrow is high, Thursday is high. It's that time of year again. Grass pollen today is moderate, tomorrow is very high, Thursday is very high.
The sneezing's going to start.
Norfolk Lake water levels at 556.66. Level is 4.66 feet above full pool. They're generating none right now. The past 12 hours, they said. Bull Shoals Lake water level 664.99. Level is 5.99 feet above full pool. They're generating 2. That is Look at Your Weather, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team. Give them a call at 870-405-0793.
You want to go straight into community?
Straight into community news, brought to you by Mower Warehouse of Mountain Home, Arkansas. For all your mower needs, repairs, parts, everything.
They carry a wide variety. I mean, if you ever go there, you cannot miss them. They got mowers everywhere, stacked through the front, through the sides, inside, outside. They got it in the air on this big rack thing.
Yep.
They carry almost everything you need for your yards, including generators. They got a full line of generators, and of course your weed trimmers and leaf blowers and about
That's
anything you need. But they will repair and work on almost any brand. They carry parts for a lot of the brands. So
Yep.
if you're looking for a part, rather than looking on eBay and having to wait, stop by there and see if they got it.
That's right. They're located at 17 Fulbright Drive. If you know Buzzard Roost, just off the bypass, just if you're on the bypass, cut back towards town on Buzzard Roost, just down the road a little bit on the left-hand side. And yeah, for all your mower needs, go to Mower Warehouse. I like to pull this up for me, Scooter. It's the Mountain Home Area Chamber of Commerce. I like to show people they have a lot of information about our area. And if you scroll down here, you can see their calendar, in which case if you have something coming up, an event, you can contact them. They'll put it on their calendar. We'll click there, and you can see that today is showing the 16th. Of course, the Baxter County Library has a lot of stuff going on.
They always got stuff going on.
Always. You can see the Mom Walk and Talk is showing ASU Mountain Home, but that is a Baxter County Library event from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. But we'll scroll down here because the Friends of the Library used book sale is coming up starting May 18th on Thursday. That rolls through Saturday. You can get great deals on books. They really do a great job of laying everything out. It's very organized. You can get it in and out real good. Saturday, they always have the bargain day, but I mean, you still want to go Thursday, Friday, because you might miss a book that's there and someone has already bought it. But on Saturdays when the bargain is. So, but I like this website. It's just easy to navigate, easy to read. All the events that are going on in the area. You can see, look, the 17th's got a couple right here in the corner. That 5, there's 5 events on the 18th. 3 on the 19th, so it's pretty neat. And this is coming up May 20th, the free event Unity Fest, John 3:16 Ministries. They're located at 75 Holmes Road at Charlotte, Arkansas. We the Kingdom will be there live, along with I think another band. They'll have a live equipment auction, carnival, silent auction. We'll click onto this one here. Look at that, 4 days, 2 hours. To where their auction will be running, and all of their proceeds will benefit John 3:16, helping people, break addiction. And it's a very good cause. But we'll scroll down here real quick.
They got a lot of stuff they're auctioning.
A lot of stuff. Look at this: 4-wheelers, dirt bikes. I think you call that an enduro. Yeah, I think it has lights on it. Yeah. Trailer, and look at the
I think
mowers.
they call them dual sports anymore.
Dual sports?
That's what I think they call them on the motorcycles.
Okay, very
I
cool.
always known them as enduros, but you
Me
don't
too.
see that much anymore.
My brother had an enduro back in the 80s.
Yeah, we grew up on them.
Well, look at that. That's I need to go because I need a mower. I'm borrowing Scott's all the time now. All right,
It's fine.
go to the Unity Fest. That'll be this weekend. It'll be May 20th. Very good cause. They put on a good show.
Awesome.
That's a look at our community news, brought to you by Mower Warehouse of Mountain Home, Arkansas. For all your mower needs, weed eaters, leaf blowers, they've got you covered. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with a couple special guests. Jerry Gaige and Steve Johnson. Aviation. They are part of the Leading Edge Aviation Foundation. And I've got this cool drone sitting over here you can't see, but we'll go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back with more.
Hi, Brett, Fritz, and Paisley here at Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road. We sell Ferris zero-turn mowers that have patented coil spring suspension. Mower Warehouse has the largest selection of Ferris zero-turn mowers in stock. 0% financing available. We buy, sell, trade new and used mowers. Mower Warehouse also services all brands of mowers. We offer free delivery. Come see us for all your mower needs. That's Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road in Mountain Home, where your business is appreciated.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
All you've ever wanted was a place to write your story. You hear it's not the right time to buy or sell a house, but really, the best time is when it's right for you. The real estate markets, they change, they go up, they go down. One thing that doesn't change is where you want to be in your life. The professionals you team up with will make your story happen. The Z Team are the professionals you need to hire for your next chapter. So call the Z Team at 870-405-0793, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East, retiredtoarkansas.net.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. We're visiting with, says Gerald, but he goes by Jerry, right?
That's right.
Jerry Gaige and Steve Johnson. They're a part of the Leading Edge Aviation Foundation. And that drone is just cool. I can't take my eye off of it. But, but I always like to start with having you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves, how long you've been in the area, and what brought you to the area. So we'll go ahead and start with you, Jerry. Just a little information about yourself.
Well, thank you, David. Yeah, I'm the newbie here compared to all of you guys who's known each other seems like all your lives. And Dr. Johnson here, having been here so long.
Steve.
Larissa and I came here just a year and a half ago, moving here, but my family's been here since the 70s. My mother and dad retired here from his geology job with Mobil Oil in Houston, Texas. Found this area, established a place north of Gassville on 20 acres there where we are now. So I inherited that place when they passed on. I spent the last 15 years of my real estate career in Russia, working in Moscow and the major cities of Russia after the fall of the Soviet Union, and came back to the States in 2010. So we've been back now the 13th year. The first 12 years we were in South Carolina in the Blue Ridge Mountains, in just north of Greenville, South Carolina.
That's beautiful, yeah.
And we flew back and forth to take care of this place and enjoy it every couple of months to be here. And that's during that time I got involved with aviation here. And of course, bringing the grandkids up here from Houston since the 70s, I've been flying into Baxter County Airport since 1979, so I'm pretty familiar with the changes that have happened at that airport. It has, with flying in there and showing up every couple of months for all these years. I did miss the 15 years that I was in Moscow, so I didn't see any U.S. airports during that time. But when we came back here, not a lot had changed, and we looked forward to taking care of the place here, and ultimately we decided to consolidate here. We sold the place in South Carolina a couple of years ago, and have been here enjoying and getting involved with things and supporting Steve as the center of aviation in this area for so very, very long.
Yeah, very good. Now, real quick, was the Baxter County Airport grass in '79?
You know, it wasn't.
Okay.
But much of what is now the paved ramp and taxiway areas were grass.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah.
There has been a whole lot of development and changes and improvements to that airport, which we're thankful for, and which the current airport commission is still continuing.
Yeah.
They're moving forward with new projects to make the airport more useful and create even more economic impact for the area. The airport right now contributes somewhere between $5 and $9 million of positive economic impact through the businesses that it brings here, the tourists that it brings here, and that will increase as the current airport commission continues to improve the airport and create development activity out there.
Yeah, very nice. Steve, what can you tell us about yourself, your background, how long you've been here?
Well, born here, Mountain Home High School, Mountain Home Hospital.
So you're definitely a native.
Yes, yep, and met the love of my life 50 years ago and married her. So we just had our 50th anniversary a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So and got great grandkids, but. Anyway, I learned to fly over in Fayetteville and going to college there, and I always would park my car at the end of the runway and watch the airplanes take off, but I had a fear of heights. I don't like looking over the edge of buildings or tall ladders or anything, and I thought, I'm just wondering if, I just thought this would be cool to be a pilot at 22 years old. And so I walked into the building and talked to an instructor, and he said, well, let's find out if you have a fear of flying in an airplane. And
sure.
So I took a flight, and 6 months later I had my pilot's license. I loved every minute of it.
Dang.
But I still can't look over the side of a building and that sort of thing.
And I'm the same way. Like I can go up to the edge of the Grand Canyon, and I can look over, but I can feel my palms start to get sweaty.
Oh.
But I can be in a plane and look down, like over Little Rock, look down, and it's nothing because I'm encased. You know what I mean? So it's just different.
Yes.
Yeah. But back in the late 90s, a friend of mine, his brother flew planes, and he had got the book and was, I'm going to learn how to fly like my brother. And I was like, well, I want to do that too. And I got the book, and it was like this thick, and I thought, never mind. I think I went through 6-7 pages, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. So
anyway, but I've been a teacher at Norfolk for 5 years, Mountain Home for 3 years, and ASU on the main campus for 4 years and 18 years here at
Very
this
good.
campus. So I'm retired professor emeritus at the university.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, Jerry, either one of you, tell us more about the Leading Edge Aviation Foundation and what it does for our area.
Well, sure. Thanks for that. It's a group of local pilots that works towards making aviation available to anyone interested in the area. We do that by providing resources and even financial assistance to get people involved. And one of the big programs, of course, is the scholarship program, which is really active today because we're awarding our first graduate scholarship to a graduate of Mountain Home who's going on to pursue education towards an aviation career. And that just happened, and we're really pleased to do that. We look forward to raising more money through the donors and support of the area that agree with this idea of making aviation available to all of our people here, and especially our youth, and all the opportunities that aviation careers from mechanics and avionics technicians, weathermen, traffic controllers, all of the things that support flight. The aviation career, most obvious, of course, is a pilot. But for every pilot career, there are at least 1,000 other aviation careers, from aeronautical engineers, aviation designers, manufacturing, and all of the sport activities that go into flight that are available to people that we just haven't had access to around here because folks couldn't identify the on-ramp of how to get there and how to access it. So the Leading Edge Aviation Foundation has been working on that. We've assisted in training over 20 pilots in the last few years with subsidized training opportunities. The scholarships I mentioned, we have one scholarship you're particularly familiar with, or at least Scott is, the National Flight Academy Scholarship. We've done that now for the second year, and he has an acquaintance, I believe, who won it this year.
Yeah, it's one of our wrestlers.
Really?
Does she know this yet?
Oh, yeah, she knows it.
Okay. Because I know some of the stuff, they're doing a big scholarship presentation tonight. And some of the people don't know, and that's where they're going to be. That's why I had to ask before we make a big deal out of it.
Because if she didn't, we just cat's out of the bag now.
And that's true of our second scholarship, which will be awarded tonight for anyone going on to education training in an aviation career. And we have a winner, and we know who that is. We won't announce it now, but it'll be awarded at Dunbar tonight from the Leading Edge Aviation Foundation. But the National Flight Academy Scholarship, which we give every year, is awarded in January for the subsequent summer. It represents a full week of aviation, let's call it camp activity in Pensacola, Florida. The attendees live on a simulated aircraft carrier, and they learn all about aviation activities from the very beginning of how airplanes are created and designed and fly, all the way through naval flight operations and military operations as reflected in the operations of the carrier. So your Emmeline Stevens was our winner this year in January. We had to get it out that early because we had to get on her schedule. We barely fitted in a week of the summer to get her down to Pensacola for that experience. But we're happy to provide those funds, and we look forward to the community joining us and supporting us with funds and donors who might also want to join in and create more opportunities in aviation for youth and people around here.
That's excellent.
That's a great opportunity, and I know Stevens. A lot of people know her as Gumby. That's what I call her in wrestling. But she will get the most out of that experience. That is awesome. That is really cool.
Very good.
She sure will. And the big thing coming on, as you know, David, is the aviation courses that we have brought to Mountain Home High School. They are a national program. There are over 400 high schools now enrolled and increasing every year. And your lovely wife, Carla, who I was speaking with at the school and counsels there at the junior high school, referred us to you and the show to come and maybe talk about the aviation courses. We have compressed the 4 years into 3, so the students who enroll in Aviation 1 actually get 5 credits by taking only 3 courses over 3 years. They're 9th through 12th grade, so the rising 8th graders this year are registering and enrolling for Aviation 1, along with the existing 9th, 10th, and 11th graders who may also want to take the course. Those who aren't graduating so quickly, like the 11th and 12th graders will be able to take all 3 years of the courses, and that leads to a choice after the first year. Student can choose to follow the drone pathway. When they graduate, they will have a commercial drone operator's license. Those jobs right now start at over $50,000 a year. So coming right out of high school with that FAA certificate in their pocket as a result of those classes. The other pathway is the private pilot pathway, and they will graduate from high school with all of the knowledge experience completed to pass the private pilot certificate exam. They will need to organize flight training on top of that outside of school.
Got to get in the air, yeah.
But as we get things going here, we'll look for more opportunities and try to make more available on that side of things too. But the main thing is the FAA certificate for the knowledge portion is really valuable, and the students will be able to choose which way to go on these courses.
That's that big, thick book I was talking about.
It is.
It's 7:36. Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back with more from the Leading Edge Aviation Foundation.
It's a buddy.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Visiting with Jerry and Steve of the Leading Edge Aviation Foundation, and he was touching on those aviation courses, that's really cool. I mean, 3 years, and you can be certified for your drone, license, drone license, and private pilot license. Steve, you've got that drone sitting there.
Yes,
and,
sir.
I mean, that thing looks wicked cool.
Yeah, and it's obsolete as we speak.
Is it really?
Yes, the FAA has come up with a new rule that goes into effect this September, that all drones must transmit their location and altitude and ownership automatically.
Wow.
And it almost has that capability.
Yeah.
It's all GPS controlled and all that, but this new requirement comes in September of this year.
How about that?
And so you'll either have to attach a special device onto the drone that you currently own, or
it's a whole new drone for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, tell us, if somebody takes the courses, graduates, What are some of the applications for drone pilots? I know you hear about the military application. Now you're hearing about Amazon or Walmart delivering stuff, but what is it they can go into?
Oh, the possibilities for drone pilots are just everywhere. Real estate. Now you can put a drone over a building, a property, and survey it from the air. You can fly through the property to get and put that video online, and for marketing of properties and that sort of thing.
It makes me think of movies. I know they're using drones more than helicopters now, making movies, so they can get that shot that's probably impossible to get otherwise.
But you mentioned the military. The military, a friend of mine pilots a UAV, unmanned aerial vehicle is what technically they are.
Yeah.
But he pilots one that's halfway around the world for the military, and there are hundreds of flights like that going on at all times.
Yeah.
And I might make this comment that moms and dads worry about their kids playing so much with the games on all the games.
That'll prepare them for that.
It does, and it prepares them for a multitude of careers. One is flying drones, the other is air traffic control, and just all sorts of related things.
So there you go.
Yes.
Gaming is a good thing.
Yes.
If you're going into aviation in certain aspects.
It's that eye-hand coordination that's just
to be
really
quick on
developed
that.
when you're young.
Yeah.
And on drone applications, you just about can't name an industry where drones are not now involved. As Steve mentioned, real estate inspections, real estate photography for promotion, real estate surveys. Law enforcement is now using drones for all kinds of applications. Engineering, they're inspecting structures, which you used to have to climb over these towers and buildings and bridges and inspect them for cracks and integrity and all that. Now they just fly a drone around them. The big windmills that we don't see around here yet, but they're installing some down in South Arkansas, a big windmill driven farm. They're inspecting all those things with drones regularly. They're using them for agriculture applications. They fly a drone over with a sensitive camera, and it can determine where the crops are fertilized enough, where they're not fertilized enough, just by the radiation that comes off of the plants, where the bugs are, where the bugs aren't. So farmers are using drones even now to apply. Instead of flying the old farm crop dusters like we used to see, now they fly drones over there and just apply the fertilizer on a spot basis for whatever they need.
Wow.
So there are thousands and thousands of drone applications.
A lot.
Law enforcement, for example, so many police now have drones in their squad car. And
using
at night,
it to go into it.
Well, at night they can put one up, and with infrared they can see where someone might be.
And firefighting, our fire department here in Mountain Home just got a drone so that they can assess a fire scene much more completely and quickly than they could if they have to get somebody around that building and take a look at things. So it's an amazing, rapidly growing applications, and as Steve indicated, the drones themselves are advancing in technology and changing so that the applications are even better.
Definitely. Okay, so drones, that's impressive, are going to take over flying maybe sometime. I hope not in the near future. And so somebody goes in the other direction where they still want to fly a plane. You started back in 1965. You got your private pilot license. In '68, your commercial. You'd sent me the info. It's 6,000 hours that you had flown. Now, when somebody gets their private pilot license, I've heard that it takes a lot of hours to become commercial, to fly people around. Is that? I mean, how does that work? Just
typically, the minimums, of course, being granted a pilot certificate is all performance-based. So you need to demonstrate a certain level of performance, and the FAA will certify to that you are now qualified. They have minimum number of hours, so you have to, no matter how good you are or may perform, you have to have the minimum hours. It's 40 for a private pilot license. Most people need 40 to 60 to reach the performance level to get a pilot certificate from the practical side. Then 200 hours to the commercial level of passing the FAA commercial pilot exam. And then there are things you can do, for example, instrument flight. Our airplanes, technology have been flying around in the clouds and using electronic approaches to find the runways and land for years. But that's a separate and specific set of pilot skills to be able to do that, and so that's another rating that you need to achieve. There are no minimum hours for an instrument rating, but there certainly is a minimum level of performance. So it usually takes 70, 80 hours of flight application and practice for a pilot to reach a reasonable performance level to get an instrument rating. And then there's the ATP, the Airline Transport Rating. That's the top pilot rating and the rating that our airline pilots achieve before they can be hired to carry multiple passengers on large airplanes.
Very good. Now, Top Gun just came out. So
yeah.
I've got to ask about the fighter pilot part of it, because you were not United States Air Force instructor pilot until '73 when the Vietnam War ended.
Yeah.
And it seems drones might take over fighter pilots one of these days, but what does it take to be a fighter pilot?
A lot of the missions that fighter pilots used to be available for and fly have been taken over by drone operations. But to become a fighter pilot is just it's a military application, so you do it through the Navy or through the Air Force. The Army doesn't have any fighter pilots. They have helicopter pilots and combat helicopter pilots.
Apache.
So if you're in Black Hawk and the Chinook, and if you're interested in helicopters, you go the Army route. As far as the Air Force and Navy goes, undergraduate pilot training, we call it in the military, takes about a year. And you go through with subsonic airplanes and then supersonic airplanes, and the Air Force graduates what they call worldwide qualified fighter pilots from their undergraduate pilot program. Then they look around the Air Force Command and see what airplanes they need to be staffed.
Okay.
Are they bombers? Are they cargo carriers? Are they fighters? Are they something else? And each of the graduating pilots will be assigned one of those missions, and they will go to that command, the Air Transport Command, or the Fighter Command, if that's the airplane that they get involved with, and they're further trained specifically in that model and make and mission to be able to do that. So that takes another 6 months or so. In my case, I graduated and became an instructor pilot. They reserve certain spots for guys graduating near the top of the class to be instructors if there are instructor assignments available. And so I went to instructor school right after undergraduate piloting. That took 9 months. And then I started building experience as a new instructor, and then became an instructor of the instructor cadre for the last 3 years of my career.
Yeah, very good. It's 7:48. Let's go ahead and take one more last break. Final break, and we'll come back with more from the Leading Edge Aviation Foundation.
You know, Harry, I think you were right. I hate to say it.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I think it is finally time for us to move out of this place. Someplace closer to the churches, doctors, someplace you don't have to mow a huge yard. It's time we downsize.
No, I've seen that hottest hotshot agent guy. He's got himself a bunch of listings.
Well, I talked to Grace, and she had some wonderful things to say about the Z Team.
Oh yeah, we've heard them on the radio. You know, I checked out the website at retiredarkansas.net the other day. Didn't really look like they had a lot of listings.
They don't have a lot of listings because they sell them.
Well, maybe it's time for us to call the Z Team. You know, Marge, I think maybe this time you were right.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Call the Z Team, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East Mountain Home. 870-405-0793.
Hi, Brett, Fritz, and Paisley here at Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road. We sell Ferris zero-turn mowers that have patented coil spring suspension. Mower Warehouse has the largest selection of Ferris zero-turn mowers in stock. 0% financing available. We buy, sell, trade, new and used mowers. Mower Warehouse also services all brands of mowers. We offer free delivery come see us for all your mower needs. That's Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road in Mountain Home, where your business is appreciated.
Welcome back to the Morning Show on XL7-TV, visiting with the Leading Edge Aviation Foundation. You guys have some events that you put on, and one of them's coming up, the public event this Saturday at the airport, Learn to Fly program. Tell us about that.
Well, it sure is. In fact, it's going on all week now. Anybody who's interested in learning to fly or knowing about learning to fly can go online right now to EAA.org. That's the Experimental Aircraft Association.org. EAA.org, and you will find a tab for Learn to Fly Week, which is this week, and there are many available videos and online programs being broadcast this week every day. There's a schedule on that website. You can pick out what you'd like to access and learn about. And then at the end of the week, on Saturday morning, we are having an event at Baxter County Airport to do the same thing. We'll make a video presentation there starting at 10 o'clock, and we'll have pilots there to answer all questions about what it takes to learn to fly. And we might be able to set up a future flight for anybody who's interested to take a first flight and have a chance to experience the airplane. The important thing about the Experimental Aircraft Association, the EAA, is that it represents pilots of all kinds of airplanes, from home builds to the lighter, what's called light sport category. And Steve can talk a little bit about the reduced requirements to become a pilot when you're flying those kinds of airplanes.
Oh, yeah. The EAA, again, Experimental Aircraft Association, those that build their own airplanes, like I have built my own airplane, we really don't like the word experimental.
No.
But it's as though it's...
yours is just as good as everybody else's.
We prefer home-built or non-factory built airplane. But it has so many advantages. It's not an airplane for getting from here to Chicago quickly. That's Jerry's world. In those more powerful airplanes, experimental airplanes are limited in weight, and so they can't be more than 1,320 pounds of total weight, which is
two-seater,
two-seat, one passenger maximum.
And
can't fly into big airports where things are going much faster. The training usually with 25 hours goes much quicker.
Yeah.
Yes. And so anyway, that.
In which you have your own airport, right?
Yes, I have a little. Technically it's an airport, but
grass.
It's a grass strip. Yes.
Grass strip.
Yep.
And you're that's at the lodge between the lakes.
Yes, that's our property out on the West Road, coming out of Mountain Home.
So you can fly from there and go to Gaston's.
Yes.
What other airports? Maybe go to the Harrison Airport, Fayetteville.
Well, the other advantage, my airplane takes off in 125 feet, and it lands in 125 feet. And the commercial airplanes, that's a fraction of their. They need what, 500 feet.
At least,
500 feet.
So you're off the ground quick.
And the Mountain Home Airport at Midway is 5,000 feet, and I'm I'm off in 125 feet to 200 feet.
We have the Flippin Airport close by. We have the private field at the Valley, where the community is built around a runway, and everybody there has their own airplane and hangar and flies regularly.
Yeah. So, but you're allowed to go into smaller, I'd say smaller now, 5,000 feet compared to 125 you need, but to go into the Mountain Home Airport with your private plane.
Sure. Exactly.
Yeah.
And my sort of airplane is designed for Alaska, flying into where you land on the highway, where there are no airports.
We call it adventure flying, and a lot of the guys that have airplanes at the Valley are into that, and they have almost what you'd call bush airplanes. And we just recently created a grass runway at Baxter County. So we have the paved runway next to it. We have a grass runway. So you can see the pilots of these adventure airplanes coming in and landing on the grass, taking off.
That's really cool. very nice. So this public event, ends this Saturday. It looks like you got video program flight simulator demonstrations.
Yep.
Aircraft on display. There'll be pilots there to answer questions, and burgers, chips, and ice cream at the end. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's one of the things about the Leading Edge Aviation Foundation over the years, since Steve founded it with co-founders some years ago. We've developed an aviation learning center at the airport. So it's a large classroom. There we have a flight training device, an FAA certified flight simulator that we allow pilots and students to use to further their training and increase their practice and proficiency. Along with all the other things anybody would need to support learning to fly. Aviation publications, aviation texts, a full aviation library, and we use that classroom for ground school for learning pilots that are approaching taking that practical exam from the FAA and assisting them and having the knowledge to be able to pass.
Yeah, very good. I see you brought a bunch of magazines and stuff here. Is that something somebody can...
I did. I brought a bunch of magazines, just a pile of them for you and for Scott to take, and that represents what we keep at the high school and the junior high school. We have 3 locations in each school, what we call the Aviation Corner, and we stock them with these publications, which are donated by area pilots every month. When they finish reading them, they give them to us at the foundation. We carry them down to the schools and distribute them in the Aviation Corners. They amount to card tables in the library and in the corridors with this sign that says, take what you want, don't bring it back.
Right.
Just keep it, enjoy it, cut it up, put pictures on your wall, trade it to your friends, and come get another one.
Yeah.
So we just keep that supply going and provide aviation materials for the students at the school.
Yeah, because you had mentioned the aviation already going on with the NJROTC unit teacher, Chief Jason Williams. He has a competitive drone team and a sponsoring aviation club.
Yeah, Chief Williams has done such a fantastic job in spearheading the drone aspect of flight into Mountain Home High School. He's had that drone program going for several years. The team, the drone competition team, and the competitions that he puts on, which we support with judges and referees every year. He had a 5-state competition, drone competition teams from 5 states came here this year for the second time, and now it will rotate to other schools. But we hosted it here, and the foundation provided judges and referees for that competition for Jason and his team. And he just does a spectacular job of providing those opportunities for the students that enroll in the drone program. They don't have to be, although he is the instructor for the junior ROTC unit of the Navy there at the high school. Students do not have to be in the ROTC in order to enroll in the drone program.
Very good.
And after we get Aviation 1 going, Chief Williams plans to fold his drone program into that drone pathway component of what we will have. But we need qualified students first to pass that Aviation 1 course, which will be offered next fall.
Very good. If you'd like more information about Leading Edge Aviation Foundation, you can go to their website at leadingedgeaviationfoundation.org, where it tells you all about it. And if you want to donate, how would they get a hold of you?
I think the contact information is on the website, and they can always contact me at my email. It's gegaige@gmail.com. And we appreciate all of the support to keep our scholarship programs going and to keep making wider and wider opportunities for aviation available to our students.
Excellent. And this aviation course is going to be awesome for them. That's
We think
that's
so.
great, most definitely. Well, thank you all for coming on. It's been a great show.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
really enjoyed
Thank you for
learning
having
about
us.
this. Yeah.
We appreciate
and
it.
that drone, I can't believe, though, that you're going to have to put some kind of transponder on that now.
Oh, well.
I wonder what that would cost, because that drone don't look cheap, and to not be able to fly it anymore.
No, that's about $1,400
Yeah.
sitting there.
See, I knew that one.
Yeah, it's a special drone.
Yeah, very nice. Well, thank you all again. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow with Bob Rechtenwald and his guest. So y'all have a great day, and hopefully we don't see any rain. I could be wrong.
You're known for that.
I know.
All right, see you, buddy, tomorrow.